There is a great deal of confusion in the world today as to what is a Christian. Is it a political title? Is it a sociological title? What is a Christian? We cannot look to the world to understand what a Christian is. 1 John chapter 3, verse 1 says, "See how much love our Father loves us, for he calls us his children," and that is what we are. But the people who belong to the world don't recognize that we are God's children because they don't know him. The world will never be able to recognize true Christianity. The world is constantly deceived by the fake. They can never recognize true Christianity because they don't know the Father. And sometimes we look to the world to tell us what's real and what's not real. But the world can't tell us what's real. The world can't tell us who a real Christian is because they don't know the Father. So John has his famous "we knows." And have you ever just gone through 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John and circled all the "we knows"? It's one of the earliest studies I did as a baby Christian. I thought, wow, here's something I can know. Not just something I can believe, something I can know. And I got so excited as a baby Christian to circle the "we knows." Now, let's look at some of these "we knows." 1 John 3, verse 6. "Anyone who continues to live in him will not sin. But anyone who keeps on sinning does not know him or understand who he is." So, all right, a true Christian does not continue in sin. 1 John chapter 3, verse 7 and 8. "Dear children, don't let anyone deceive you about this. When people do what is right, it shows that they are righteous." He said, quit all this fake stuff. When people do what is right, not post what is right, when they do what is right, it shows that they are righteous, even as Christ is righteous. But when people keep on sinning, it shows, all right, here's the great revealer. It shows that they belong to the devil, who has been sinning since the beginning. But the Son of God came to destroy the work of the devil. One more verse 9 and 10. "Those who have been born into God's family do not make a practice of sinning, because God's life is in them. So they can't keep on sinning because they are children of God. So now we can tell who are the children of God and who are the children of the devil." All right, here it is. He said, this is reality. Who belongs to God and who belongs to the devil? Anyone who does not live righteously and does not love other believers does not belong to God. Okay? If they're not living right, if they're out clubbing and having sex, and again, I'm not talking about a slip up. I'm not talking about something that happens one time. A continuous lifestyle. He said, we don't continue to sin. We don't keep on sinning. He said, you want to know a real Christian? A real Christian might fall down, but they get up again. A real Christian might commit a sin, but they don't live in it. You know, they're not like a pig that rolls around in the mud puddle. Okay, if they walk through some mud, all right, they've got mud on them, but then they go to the Holy Ghost and get clean. They go get sanctified again. They go get washed again. But they don't continue to live in the filth. So anyone who does not live righteously, if they're continuing to sin, they don't belong to God. And those who don't love other believers. And again, how do we know? I taught you the other day. How do we know that we love the other believers? Because we obey his commandments. That is a lesson in reality.